So, hello, hi. This is kind of an introduction video, just a video that I'm gonna use this as a resource for a lot of players that are trying to get into arena, PvP, raiding, whatever. This is just gonna be something for them to look at. If you're coming across this and you don't know me in game, I hope this helps you. Sorry, I'm not too big on formalities, but whatever. I'm built for PvP. I'm a rival holy paladin. Uh, so, yeah, just came back to WoW Season 10, so still getting used to everything, but here's a couple basics that everyone should know and should get to learn, is mouse turning and key binding. I think the most important one to start with has got to be mouse turning. What this means is that you don't use your WASD to move around. Instead, you use your right and left mouse buttons. Mainly your right one. Your right one will make you turn. As you can see, my character's turning. And when you press them both in together, it'll make your character run. So, for melees, this is good to stay on something that's trying to kite you, for sharper turns, or just turning around faster, instead of painstakingly turning around. Uh, Secondly, casters, this is really good for when trying to run away from melee, and it's just better to, like, turn around, like, I'm a holy paladin. I can turn around very quickly while I'm running from something, judge for some stupid thing, or, like, turn around quickly and, I don't know, hammer of justice while I'm trying to run away without losing a step. That's pretty much done by running forward, jumping, turning around with your mouse, and turning back, but that's a little more complex, and you'll get the hang of that just the more your mouse turning. Uh, and while mouse turning, it's really important that you're also key binding, because it would be inconvenient for you to have to stop running, click an ability, and keep running. So, mouse turning is going to be the hardest part, just to break that habit. Key binding is actually learning a new skill instead of going back to old ones. What this does is, you notice on the Blizzard default it has 1 through, I think it's 1 through equal sign on the top of your keyboard as built-in keybinds. But I use those mainly because I have a different keyboard than normal, so it's not really a gigantic deal for me to use those. But for some people, you know, they want to use like Z, X, C, V, B as key bindings, and then control those buttons, and then shift those buttons, and then like 1 through 5 still, and just, you know what I mean, they like to use those buttons. And the way this is done is by going into your options menu, key bindings. As you see, you can scroll through, and you see like all of these, you know, buttons and stuff. Yeah, derp. And then you scroll all the way down, and you see right here, multi-action bar bindings, and this is the what would normally be your top left and bottom left and bottom right action bars. And you see my keybinds are a little unorthodox again because it's a strange keyboard, but you can use those for key bindings. I think your normal bars up here, yeah. Regular action bar functions, you know, I could, like, I don't know, I could make secondary action bar buttons or main action buttons and just all that good stuff. And then an even easier way to do this is by going to bartender. Oops, wrong button. And then you can have the key binding button, and as you can see, all you have to do is mouse over and press the button that you want it to be, and then yeah, it'll be that key binding. It's really simple to get started on key binding. It's a lot harder to get started on mouse turning. The main way I suggest you doing this, by getting started on mouse turning, is going into your options, key bindings, and at the very top you see S, A, D. Those are the main ones that are important to unbind. Especially S is because when you're walking backwards, it's actually really slow. As you can see, it's super duper slow. Instead of just turning around and running, I mean, it'd be really slow if I had to like run away from people like this, or I could just bam, done. And now I'm running faster than I normally would. So it's really important that you unbind the S key, but then you also want to do your A and D so you're not tempted to keyboard turn. Also up or down, left, right arrows you want to do that with, just so you're forced to be key binding. That way you're forced to learn it. There's no other way around it. Uh, I have one or two clips, I think it's just one, of a good example of a keyboard turning and clicking warrior. The warrior is a friend of mine, and I'm trying to persuade him to start mouse turning and keyboard turning, so I'm not really griefing him for anything, but it's just a good example on why key binding and mouse turning are better. That was a speech fail, but so yeah, I hope this helped you guys out in any kind of way. If you still have any questions, let me know. On a last note, you don't really need a fancy mouse or keyboard to do these key bindings or mouse turnings, so I mean, if someone tells you you need to, you don't. If you want to go ahead and buy a product where there's buttons on the mouse or a weird keyboard like mine, go ahead and feel free to do so, but remember, you don't need it, so I'd suggest you saving the money, but it is a huge advantage if you are trying to get serious into PvP. So yeah, here's those clips. So this is going to be the duel between me and the warrior that was previously mentioned. This, again, isn't really to grief him or anything, this is just to showcase why it would be more beneficial for you to mouse turn and keybind. As you notice, he's having a little bit of issue staying in melee range with me. It's not anything that he's doing wrong, it's just that while mouse turning, you can turn faster. Ignore that Gladius LSA going off right now. It's an add-on that I use. I kind of forgot to turn that off when I was doing this. Pretty straightforward. He's having issues trying to get all his abilities off. You notice he's not able to interrupt me when he wants to because he has to move his mouse around the screen to get to the pummel. Still having trouble staying in melee range. So this is just a good example on you noticing if you're having issues like that. Yeah, so hopefully this helps you guys become a better player. Leave comments and like this if you could. Yeah, got it. Bye.